Welcome to the 99, where we are focused on brewing a better competitive commander. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette.
And I'm Ernesto Salazar. We are here to discuss the new commander set.
For 2019. So guys, if you like buying precons or singles from precons, we are going to point out the best ones for you if you're building a competitive list. And there's also some notable inclusions from the sets. I wasn't expecting to get anything at all, actually, from these precons, but there's some pretty interesting new additions.
To be honest, and let's address the elephant in the room. This expansion C19 is the same as C18. There's not really a high power or anything at all.
Not
just
really.
as Patrick just said, there's some notable things, but aside from that, don't expect I don't know,
game-changing.
Wow,
yeah.
Don't expect Timna. Don't expect a new Yogg-Moth wheel, something crazy. No.
Yeah, but for what there is, I definitely actually put in my pre-orders already. I don't have any sponsors for you to discuss, but go ahead and buy from Card Kingdom anyways. But I actually pre-ordered some singles that I know I'm going to include in some of my list, and we're going to talk about some of those, obviously, as well as some of the more notable commanders to release here. I think Anya is probably the most interesting of the lot. But before we get into that,
It's not
guys,
get rushed. Let's not get rushed.
No? You don't think so?
Let's just take it at pace.
World Gorger?
Let's
Get you excited?
Let's pace ourselves.
So guys, if you'd like to discuss, obviously, 2019 Commander set with us, you can do so in the comment section, but you can also do it over on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. Discord's the best place to find both of us. We're actively on there. There's also a good active user base now, so if you want to join us, all of those links are in the description down below. So to start this off, we're going to jump into white first, and there's 3 cards that we noticed that are definitely noteworthy. We're going to discuss all of the latest legendary creatures last, or at least the ones that would make a good commander for cEDH. Maybe. They're all kind of workaround commanders from this set, and they're all a little mana intensive, except for Anya, which I'm not even brewing for anymore. But let's start with white.
She's cute though.
Do you want to start with this one?
Oh, sure. So the first card we have is Cliffside Rescuer for 1 and a white. It's a bear with vigilance, and she reads: tap and sacrifice. Target permanent you control gains protection from each of your opponents until end of turn.
It's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good protection.
It's a slow protection because she needs to stay on the field.
Haste.
Yeah. If she had haste, she would be white. She would be like probably Boros, like 1-on-1, which would be,
and then you would never
actually
play her.
Be amazing. In Boros.
Yeah.
At least it could be, I don't know, something better than this. Still, it's good. You just drop it, and then with the turn you try to combo off instead of a silence. If you already play silence, or if you want just redundancy, you just play this and they try to blow up your stuff. And
do I want this for Tashar? You know what? I really wish she said sacrifice Cliffside Rescuer.
Yeah, agreed.
Because honestly, she would still be just an okay card at that. But the fact that you have to wait a turn to even get anything out of this, it seems a little much.
It's on theme with expansion of low power, heavily priced.
Yeah, that's true. It's fine though.
It starts with this, and you can already feel the whole theme of the expansion.
If you're playing in a slower meta where there's a single permanent that is requisite to your combo line, in a slower meta, I think Cliffside Rescuer is going to be usable. But otherwise, it is a tad too slow for most of my list. I'm not picking this up or acquiring it for Teshar, if you're wondering. I don't know if there's another mono white list or a list that incorporates white that would want to use this per se, but that effect is unique. Very unique.
Yeah, the thing is, you can splash it, so it wouldn't say specific specific deck. You could, I don't know, even drop it in.
Well, you're saying Boros, and if you have anger or mass hysteria or any of like the mass hastening effects, well then it's immediately usable. So it's not so bad.
You need to work a bit on it, but it's to take into consideration, not really what I would say like a slam dunk card. There's 1 or 2 in this expansion.
Not a must include. However, the next one I want to discuss is a must include. This is something I'm incorporating. If you're wondering, we're actually looking at the cards over on Magic's website. I'll leave a link for you guys so you can look over it as well. But if you see us turning our heads, that's what we're looking at. The next one I'm definitely using. I love that there are more silence-esque effects being printed, and this is a new one. It's called Mandate of Peace. It's 1 generic, 1 white for an instant speed card. Cast the spell only during combat. So, it's not so bad. You need to wait for, if you want to use it on your opponent's turn, you can use it on your opponent's turn. The better end of this effect is your opponents can't cast spells this turn and end the combat phase. So if you're trying to combo out on your turn, you're going to do it on main phase 2 now.
Yep.
And you just cast this during your combat. Enter combat, bam, Mandate of Peace. Let's just call it off, guys. Let's not do anything to each other this turn. But really, you're just trying to win the game on your main phase 2. Or if someone's going off with a Najeela or anything that's going to go with infinite combats, Neheb, Godo, whatever it is, or they have an infinite, they've dual caster maged, and they got off the Heat Shimmer dual caster mage combo, you say Mandate of Peace, and you just say, I'm going to end the combat phase now. And what's nice about this, actually, if you want to read into it, is remove all attackers, blockers from combat, and exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this spell. So it actually just stops anything that's being cast on the combat phase. So there's a lot to it. It's actually a very layered spell, a layered silence, and it's a new twist on the effect that I really like. And it's only 2 mana. So what are your thoughts on this? I like it a lot.
It's good. It's good. It's really good. The caveat of making it only in combat, it's what you said. You need to, if you want to really combo off, it's only main phase 2. Najeela can work around this because it can generate more mana. And just, okay, and then I just like create another combat phase and swing again and win, or something like that. It doesn't
that combat phase. So then let's see here. So if it exiles all spells and abilities on the stack, so you just wait for Najeela to go off to generate what she gets the tokens on attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to do it like the beginning of combat. Then you do this and this doesn't happen.
What's nice is that, again, it's instant speed, and to just reiterate, it's another twist on the silence effect that I like. So it's cool that we're getting layered types of silence effects, and mono white can certainly use it. And if you're splashing white, this is something you definitely want to consider. It's definitely up there. It's above Abeyance and Orm's Chant in my book because it's
exactly what I was thinking, that this will be a strict replacement for Orion's Chant. Yes. Because Orion's Chant is, for the full effect, is white, and this is white and 1, so it's super splashable in every single white X deck that we can play.
I think I'm probably gonna still use both with Teshar, if not replace Orm's Chant in Teshar.
The 3?
Yeah. For Mandate of Peace, I would switch out Orm's Chant. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. That's
and then obviously we're using Silence as well.
Silence is too good.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. But Mandate of Peace, excellent new addition. Thank you for printing that. The next one is actually right next to it. Sabine's Reclamation. You want to read this one on?
Sure. It's a sorcery, as he said. Sabine's Reclamation, 2 and white. Return target permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, you may copy this spell and may choose a new target for the copy, and has flashback 4 and a white.
So you don't have to use flashback to cast it from the graveyard. You might have an effect like Recoup to just cast it for its casting cost, and if you did so, you could copy it for 3, right? So you get the effect twice. So there's ways to cheat. There's ways to cheat around the flashback effect. So I don't think it's locked into being 5 from your grave, though.
It's good.
I think late game for 5.
Yeah, of course.
It's still immediately playable.
They blow up combo pieces. You're like, okay, pay 5, get them back, try to win again
and
for 1 card. And
it's not good. Like brought back, where brought back has to be from that turn. It could be from past turns. Whatever you've been dumping or whatever hit your graveyard from a previous turn, you bring that back. The issue here is that it's sorcery speed, so you can get around this if you're an opponent. But
again, if they blow up your combo pieces, this is only 1 card that you can protect with counter spells, or I don't know, Veil of Summer or some other stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You can actually, it's easier to protect 1 card than multiple in a sense. And again, if you win with this, 5 mana, I win. Hey,
yeah,
sure.
I love it. And again, in cEDH, it's immediately playable too. The 2 generics very easy to get. You've got your Ancient Tombs, your Mana Crypts, your Soul Rings, the 1 white. It's very, very easy to play, very easy to splash. And honestly, if you're wondering, I picked up one of these because I know it's going to go into Teshar. All of our combo pieces are 3 CMC and under. So, if your list is reliant on combo pieces that are 3 CMC and under, then you want Sabine's Reclamation. If you're in white, it's excellent.
One thing to note about this is Necropotence, Labman. You didn't think about that?
I didn't think Labman, but yeah, you definitely can get Labman.
Doomsday Piles with this could work. It's kind of a cheap unearth.
Yeah. Well, it's a really great thing in tandem with Entomb.
This should take more into consideration. This is
I might even
Better than I
consider
think.
this for Kambal. Like, it is great to be able to just
Yeah,
drop.
you're building that.
Yeah, and
that's
Orzhov.
true.
Yeah, this would be fantastic. The list is pretty much finalized, and we use Entomb and we use Necropotent, so that's a good way to just drag it onto the field if we need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sabine's Reclamation. Let me know how you guys are brewing with it and what list you're using it in, how you're manipulating it to affect. I like the fact that, at least in Tishar, it's pulling me win cons back from my grave, so definitely worth it.
Okay, so it's time to turn to my color, which Patrick hates.
I'll just wait.
He'll be back. He'll turn to the bright side soon
Thank
enough.
God, there's only 2 new additions. Thank God.
Well.
No more force negation nonsense.
Yeah, well, let's wait until we get to red and green, and we'll be on the same boat. So, the first card we're going to discuss about blue is called Leadership's Vacuum. It's an instant for 2 and a blue. Target permanent returns each commander they control from the battlefield to the command zone, and you draw a card.
So there's a lot. It's interesting. It's an uncommon from the set, so it's not taking one of those rare slots in case you're scared and you're buying into the precon.
And it's gonna be cheap.
And it's gonna be cheap. Definitely gonna be cheap. The thing with Leadership Vacuum, I know Justin and a lot of you Naru players are considering this because it's a good way to get Naru back post your infinite combo to your command zone, but let alone using this as a cantrip, because you can use this in Naru Maya once you have infinite mana to draw through your deck, right? If you draw a card.
It's one of the outlets.
Exactly. So you just copy it, you flash Naru Maya back out, target her again, copy it. But there's a way to use this to draw through your deck. The better end of this coin is that it will target your opponents and bounce their commanders. So if you're playing against a set of partners, bounce their partners, whatever it is, if they're commander dependent on their combo lines, you can, in the middle of their combo line, bounce their commander.
Say they bounce Majora, say they bounce your Tisher. You're gonna be sad.
Sorry about that. Oh, it doesn't have flash? I'm sorry about that. Exactly, it's just a good way to mess with them. And again, you're getting to cantrip off of it too, so it's not so bad. And if you're in a mono blue list like Naru using this, you've likely got the Sapphire Medallion. It's not going to be 3 seems a little steep, but for this effect, it's actually very, very viable.
I think it doesn't solve the problem of Narumeha. I don't think she needs more outlets. I think she needs more activators like another Ghostly Flicker.
Exactly.
That's her problem.
She definitely does need more
at least
catalyst opposed to
that's what
like
Justin was saying a while back, that she needed something like that. Not really this.
But it's another utility for those
yeah.
players. And of course, if you're using a blue list that you would like to incorporate Leadership Vacuum in, let us know. But I think it's a great new addition. It's certainly good for shutting down other commanders. I like that aspect of it.
I would probably say it could go to 2 mana, like 2, 1 on 1 blue.
You think it would be more fair if it was generic and a blue?
It would be way better.
Yeah.
And
it might be rare if it were 1 generic.
Yeah,
and a blue.
but then you can put it on the stake, and it's like maybe it's too much. Yeah, maybe not.
That'd be
maybe
really
not.
ridiculous.
Maybe not.
R&D is like, Isochron Scepter? Don't do that to them. Don't do that to them.
No.
The next card we want to talk about, this is the last blue card we're going to discuss, is Sudden Substitution. We have another split second card in this set.
Finally.
2 generic, 2 blue, instant speed. Amazing art, by the way. I always love this split second art. Because it follows the theme. If you're looking at the screen, you can
Are we
see
back
it
to
now.
Noah Bradley? Or no, wait, what was the other guy? Seth McKinnon. We
No,
always had like
it does look a little bit like it though. I noticed their art direction is really great these recent years. But it's split second, so if you don't know what that does, as long as this spell is on the stack, players can cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Obviously, because mana abilities don't use the stack. Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature. Then the spell's controller may choose new targets for it.
This screams tokens. Obviously, you just you get I don't know, a 0/1 plant and give me that omniscience. Yeah, please, I'm gonna have more use for it than you. So
this is amazing. I'm trying to think of there's so many ways you can manipulate this. Exchange control of target non-creature spell, so you can respond to someone's ad nauseum, and also
it has split second, so you can't say anything. Like, this is gonna happen.
I want to ad nauseum.
This is gonna happen.
Let me try that. Whatever spell, and obviously, this could be a spell that's going to enact a win condition for them. If they're reanimating their Razaketh, you're like, I want to reanimate Razaketh. Whatever that is, or animate dead for that instance. There's so much value in the spell. 4 is a lot. But the and target creature is really interesting as well. Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature.
Yeah, you give them a creature and you get a spell.
I love it.
That's amazing. It screams tokens because it's the easiest way. But if you can like have crappy creatures that have an ETB that then don't do anything, like how this useless?
Now. How my Trinket
useless?
Mage? That's okay.
You bounce it. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna play it now and get more value.
It's not bad. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you could really just be stealing someone's tutor and be totally fine with it still. If your list is looking to find a certain amount, I mean, every cEDH list is trying to rely on the best tutors in the game, so this isn't a bad way to go through someone else's tutor lineup. But it's any non-creature spell. That's just like...
I would probably play this in CVT or Ursa. Something like that. Probably in obviously UX, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know which deck will be make it, because you need to maybe create tokens or something. Those are the first two I think about it, because they use Spell Seeker, they use Trinket Mage, and just give them crap.
Can you do your Kaikar list?
Kaikar.
Make a little spirits. You make a spirit as soon as you do this.
Yeah, that's true. You can do that.
Target creature, yeah.
Oh, another thing you note this, I just thought. You can give them your commander. And isn't there a new card that returns all the commanders to your hand?
That's true. Oh, that'd be hilarious. You literally leadership vacuum is like, put your Thrasios and Tymno away. Let me get my creature. Let me get my Urza back. Thank you. That's hilarious. Yeah, there you go. The 2-card combo. We just the only 2 blue cards we're going to talk about today.
Who says it has to be only bad creatures? It could be your best creature, but they can't use it.
Creature, yeah.
But it's mine now.
All right, so we're going to switch over to black now, and there's 3 cards to discuss. One of them people are going horribly giddy over, and I want to shut all of you down. No, I want to talk about it because I'm actually interested in it as well, but I think it's a card that only exists in Magic Christmas Time Land, where it's extremely successful as your commander. But we're going to discuss another card first, and there's 3 cards we want to look at in black. The first one is Bone Miser, and it's going to read very similarly to another card that I'm a huge fan of called Waste Not, and it actually has the same creature in the art here, which is really cool.
A skull, so we can like...
I wish. We're going to get a skull prop piece soon. So Bone Miser, it is a creature zombie wizard for 4 generic, 1 black. Whenever you discard a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Whenever you discard a land card, add 2 black mana to your mana pool. And whenever you discard a non-creature, non-land card, draw a card. Zombie, very relevant in black. So 4/4 body, so it's not squishy. For 5 mana, you'd hope it wasn't.
Take a beating.
It is,
and give a beating.
It's a very expensive, in my opinion. It's going to be a reanimate target. But Waste Not reads exactly the same, but it's when your opponents discard cards. So
if you will, it's not the same.
Yeah.
If you will with a Waste Not, it's oppressive. If you will with this,
so
it's
yeah.
But Anya.
Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but Anya will love this card.
Exactly. I don't know if this is in that pre-con with her or not.
Should.
It should be.
It should.
But this effect is pretty monstrous. Now, obviously, you want to roll with a list that's creating a lot of discard, either symmetrical or asymmetrical. Symmetrical if you're playing with Bone Miser out. But whenever you discard, you get a lot of value here. Is there a way to loop this to some effect? I'm trying to think. Gitrog can discard a land and get the draw and get 2 mana. That's kind of cool. It's a little win more in that list.
Yeah, I will say it's a win more.
But there's certainly ways that you can manipulate this guy in a reanimator list to benefit highly and accelerate your turn in a meaningful way, because you always want creatures to sacrifice in black. You get creatures here. You always want ramp from, whatever you're doing, whatever you're discarding. Yeah. I mean, you're discarding to get it as a circumstantial effect from a previous discard is great. If you're in Rakdos, it's even better with cards like Wild Guess or any of those loot effects.
Wild Guess, yeah. Faithless looting, all that crap, yeah.
I was immediately thinking some sort of Rakdos list with this guy as like a reanimator target. But it's something like this, and then you have the Sire of Sanity or whatever it's called.
Oh my!
Right? You're just like at the end of it, just discard your hand. Hope you got your Waste Not out and your Bone Miser out, because you're just going to be the only one on top of it at the end of the day. It's very, very nasty. But there's got to be some cruel combo in there, just some horribly degenerate thing. I haven't started brewing for this guy. It's definitely on my list of things to do. Anya, guys, if you're brewing an Anya and you're using your Bone Miser, let us know how you're manipulating that to great effect. I know there's...
To make it like I don't know, it's 5 mana.
It's steep.
Too heavy costed.
It's going to be a reanimate target, and it's such a weird one to hit.
It's not only heavily costed, you need to build around it to make it work, so it's even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really,
It's certainly noteworthy though, because I love Waste Not. Waste Not's 2 mana though.
works with Trainer too.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. At any rate, let us know how you're brewing with Bone Miser. I think it was noteworthy as well.
Yeah,
I mean, it's certainly one of the better cards to come out for black in this list.
And that's saying something.
It is saying something because the next one is really interesting.
Oh, this is the spice.
Crick.
Oh,
Crick in the neck. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. That's it. That's how you pronounce his name. At any rate, you want to read this one off?
Oh yeah, this is Crick, son of Yawgmoth.
Yes.
And watch out for this one. It's 4 colorless and triple Phyrexian black.
Yeah.
Welcome to the pain.
Monocrypts, monovolts. Crick.
So there we go. We're gonna not be able to do that well.
No.
So this has lifelink. It's a 2/2 for each black in a cost. Watch out for that one. It basically converts each black in a cost to Phyrexian black.
Yeah.
And then when you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Crick. So the idea of this is to put a lot of counters, swing.
How
and
much
cast
is your Toxic Deluge for? Let me cast Dark Red and play the spell really quick and make him a 4/4.
Yeah.
See, but there's great. I don't like him as a commander. Let me just start with that. Mono
Agreed.
Black is deficient in a lot of things, and it's extremely deficient in removing artifacts and enchantments. And most blacklist like reanimating things, or at least fooling with the graveyard to some effect. For Crick to really work out, you're going to need a lot of life gain, right? When you're doing these things.
The only thing I could think of is looping Child of Courage, which is it's white 1/1 creature. You sacrifice it and you gain life equal to the life you lost this game, this turn. So you can do loops with that. That was one of the loops with all the oh my god, Gristlebrand. With Gristlebrand, you just drew a lot, looped Chorus, and you just drew a deck with that. That's one of the ways it won. I think it was in Legacy, something like that, an old combo deck. Can't remember the name now, but I think it was hanging around there. It's the first thing I could think of for this. And it's not good because you need another card to actually make it work. Say Yawgmoth's Bargain, something else to make it.
I'm thinking like
or Ball of Citadel.
An extortion list. I mean, you can use something like extort, and then if you have
No, because you need to pay actual black or white. Oh wait, you can.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So when they lose the life, you gain it back, and then you would be casting something like Gravecrawler. That's black.
What's the enchantment that is white and one? I forget.
So there's just,
with extort.
Bonte's Monument, Oathsworn Vampire, an extortion creature on deck, or
Gravecrawler?
or Gravecrawler, exactly. And then when you cast the creature, you get
but you gain you get -1 life.
You would lose
loop.
every 1 life, but you're doing 2 to everyone else. So you should technically come out on top, but you're losing a lot of life to get the boy out.
You do 1.
Yeah. Well, 1 for if you're doing Bonte's Monument and Extort, you're doing 3 all around. So
yeah,
3
but that's
and then
2
you're only
main moving parts.
Yeah, it is a lot of moving parts.
And this is not a zombie, so you can make it work.
I know the one thing. Yeah, exactly. By the way, he's a horror minion, so you're not getting anything out of that. You could cast Ghoul Flesh on him for 1 black. Ghoul Flesh would turn him into a zombie. A -1/-1 zombie. We're really reaching here.
Please
That's
don't do
because
that.
Crick, as a commander, not the best. I think folks are also looking at Blood Celebrant as a good card. But see, Blood Celebrant, you're losing life as well. Blood Celebrant is pay a black, pay 1 life, and then convert that black into any mana of any color. So it's a great way to just say, I have not infinite, but X amount of mana depending on how much life you have left at that point.
You filter colors, basically.
Yeah. Well, you're also making you're filtering things into Phyrexian. You're making Phyrexian mana, whatever color mana.
So you're basically making Treacherous Ogre in black.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be 3. It would be 3, and for a 1-cost creature, that's actually a really cool combo. And then of course folks were like looking at this and then looking at Villas and they're like, I'm gonna draw all the cards, and it's like, well, you need to reanimate Villas and have Crick on the field. That's a lot. That's asking a lot. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be so
You're already
easy.
paying 4 and 6 life
So that
just to get this guy on the field the first time.
Mana Crypt, Monovolt, this. You somehow reanimate
You can actually
reanimate Villas at the same time.
You can actually make it this guy turn 1.
You can.
Just like land, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, and it's not too crazy.
Well, so just say okay.
But
So Mana Crypt, Monovolt, Swamp, Dark Ritual, Entomb, Reanimate. Play Crick, Entomb, Reanimate Villas, and then do.
I don't know, shenanigans.
You would, yeah. I don't. At that point, I
How
guess
did you get life though?
I mean, I don't know.
That's the whole.
Solve the puzzle for us.
Yeah.
Let us know how you're
Please,
getting the crick out of your neck.
Children of Chorus in black, please.
And
That will
anyway,
break the card.
the Son of Yawgmoth, I think he's a better reanimate target and something that you can manipulate in a separate list. But him as a commander himself is just okay. I want to play against that list, and then just drop artifacts and enchantments and laugh. Like you're never gonna get rid of these, are you?
Play Damping Sphere.
At any rate, it's certainly a really cool card. One of the more interesting effects to come out in a long time. To convert a cost to Phyrexian. Sure. I don't think that's been done before.
Also super thematic.
Yeah.
Super lore-wise, it's amazing. The whole idea of being Yawgmoths and mixing it into Phyrexian mana. Super cool idea.
Yeah.
I love it. Power-wise, staying on theme with CEDH.
I almost feel like he should have just come out as a 3/3. At least he'd be not
4/4.
so squishy.
Or a 4/4.
Or I mean,
doesn't die to
4/4
bolt.
for a 7. Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't die to bolt.
Would that make him somewhat, I'd say, fair?
The first time
he's already fair.
But the first time you're paying 4 for sure and 6 life.
Yeah, because he's always gonna. He's a 4 cost.
And the next time is 6 mana because it's not like it's the command attacks is 2 colorless. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is asking a lot. Anyway, if you guys are brewing
it's for the 99. It's for the 99 for sure.
If you're brewing for Crick, let us know how you're incorporating a material list, and or if he's your commander, I'd love to know what cards. I did a little bit of research on this. Maybe not enough because I wasn't seeing enough to really leverage that ability, but I'd love to know if there's something like highly broken here.
You love this card. You do it.
Well,
We were talking about
I was just saying,
Channel, right?
Yeah, well,
Something
we got to solve one of those problems today. Because you get Ratchet Bomb, you get little effects like that in mono black, but you have yet to have a mono black card that lets you kind of remove enchantment. So we have Mire in Misery. It's 1 generic, 1 black for an uncommon sorcery card. Misery loves company. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or enchantment. What? That's new.
That's crazy.
I like that. Thank you. I mean, let's just hope they don't have a creature and you remove the pesky enchantment.
Well, you're black.
Yeah.
If you're black,
you just peg I'm going to dismember that, and then I'm going to Mire in Misery really quick.
If you play mono black and you're playing like more casually, you should be able to basically have the board clear every single turn, or at least the theme of it. Maybe playing in some random Drana deck. Mm-hmm. The one that it's XX, X and double black, and the creature gets -6/-6.
Yeah.
And she gets X0, something like that. It's super casual. But anyway, this card is not really that casual because if they have a, let's say they play Narset, you play this, everyone is sad.
Yeah.
Because they need to sacrifice something else. And the huge part is what you were saying. This actually hits enchantment, which black never had before. They had some very specific artifact hate in Gateway Phyrexia we were talking about before, which is like you said something
it's like
like
double black on your upkeep.
$25.
Sacrifice a creature. It's expensive removal and it's so situational.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've never actually had it successfully go off, which is really sad.
I did a few times, but it's not that good.
Well, this is actually usable.
It's super slow.
What I like about it is that it's asymmetrical. It's not everyone, it's just opponents, which is really impressive for 2.
Yeah.
And 1 generic and 1 black, so it's immediately playable. And I like ones with alternative effects, like, this comes into effect and you have to sacrifice a creature, and like 2 of your opponents don't even have creatures. Well, it comes into effect, you either sacrifice a creature or you sack that enchantment. I'm sorry, Remora. You have to go.
Take your card though.
Take your card. Yeah, take a card. But it's going to be gone now. And or There's Heuristic Study.
Oh my God.
There's always going to be at least an enchantment on one of your opponent's sides of the board that this is going to hit, hopefully.
Smothering Tide.
I think, honestly, though, there's more enchantments on deck than I see creatures from opponents most often.
Because they're way harder to remove. Especially because of what you were saying. They're way harder to remove than creatures or even artifacts. Because artifacts we already have like Upgrade, Wear and Tear, Disenchant, all that stuff. Creatures, we only have a like small suite of cards, say Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, Path to Exile. No, really Path to Exile, no. Search Plowshares, Rapid Hybridization. It's like, it's already creature hate. It's already there. It's already set. But for enchantments, there's only so many colors that deal with it.
Yeah.
In specific, green and white. Those are the main ones that I can say like, okay, I can hit
targeted enchantment.
Yeah,
and
they can actually say destroy target enchantment, which is huge.
So this is nice to see in black. It's certainly unique to black as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're playing outside of black, if you're incorporating green and white, you're probably not going to need Mire and Misery. But it's a really great way to get around. I mean, I'm trying to think, because it's not even like a targeted effect. So
you can actually play this in Rakdos, which I'm sure it's gonna be the precon it's gonna be in. You can actually play this in Dimir, because Dimir doesn't really have good definitive answers to enchantments.
Yeah.
They just can bounce it, but they can replay it, or you need to do like a 2-for-1, bounce it and then counter it. It's too much of a mess. With this, you can just say no, it's gone.
Not bad.
That color.
Not bad. I mean, I certainly think it's going to sub in for a lot of people's decks. I'm not actually manipulating this in any list yet, but let me know what you guys are using this in. It's certainly unique to black, and it's really nice to see printed.
Woo!
Red. Okay.
Okay.
All the red players out there.
Oh yeah. Yes. This is the slam dunk.
I like
this is the card expansion.
Everyone was so giddy when like Smothering Tithe hit. It's still good. It's still really good, but if you want to revel in riches like the rest of us, there's a new red card that might just get you there. This card is called Dockside Extortionist. It's 1 generic, 1 red. It's a creature goblin pirate. So you can tutor for this guy up and down. There's things to tutor for pirates and there's things to tutor for goblins. So if you want to
creatures.
If you want to and creatures, because it's a 1/2. If you want to use this effect, which you're going to want to, he's immediately tutorable. It's very expensive, by the way. I had pre-ordered one already. Awfully expensive.
$18. Aye.
Worth it. When Dockside Extortionist enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. Okay, so let's just say we play this on turn 2.
Keyword: opponents.
All of them.
Not target opponent, which would make this card awful, or at least bad.
I mean, still playable.
Yeah, you'll.
But from a commander set for 2 mana for a 1/2 that says all of you. Let me see that artifact lands,
this
the
one
enchantment,
this one,
your soul ring, and your mana crypt, and then let me just do these 2 over there. You're gonna get a lot of treasures.
Oh yeah.
You're probably gonna wait. I mean, even if you can rush this out on turn 1, you probably want to wait till it gets the most value. But whatever you're doing, if it required ramping or required having a mass amount of artifacts, well,
which
you're
is
gonna be able to
cEDH.
Yeah.
Most people play at least 10 artifacts because of the fast mana.
Yeah.
And some people play enchantments, so there you go.
Exactly, but it's crazy that it hits both artifacts and enchantments.
Crazy.
Even if it was just artifacts, it would be immensely usable. But artifacts and enchantments, there's always a few hate piece enchantments on the field early on, and or Mystic Remoras, and or Carpet of Flowers. You're gonna get a treasure off of those. Yeah. It's so good. And if you have a way to bounce this guy, reanimate this guy, it's such effective ramp if it doesn't get stopped, because it needs to ETB. So, I mean, but I'd love it if someone wasted their removal, like countering this guy. That's excellent news for me.
Would you really counter a ritual? Because in the end of the day, it's what this thing is. It's a Cabal ritual.
It's also a body. So I got this for Neheb, because one, we like replacing artifacts from our graveyard and our battlefield with guys like Goblin Welder and or Goblin Engineer, and this generates the artifacts we need. Those treasures are artifacts. But not only that, if you play in a list that requires sacrificing a creature to get an effect like Diabolic Intent, he's there for that. There's so much value here that's not on the surface. I love this card, and there's a reason it's $18. Obviously, honestly, this is one thing I'd recommend pre-ordering. I think it's probably going to go up. If you guys were wondering, it's really good. It's so good. And we already talked about this.
This card is amazing.
I wanted to do Revel in Riches.
Yes.
10 treasures? I need to make 10 treasures?
It's super easy. Or we call it Smothering Tide, so Mardu.
Yeah.
Random.
The queen is going to be bathing in treasures. I want to do Queen Marchesa. I'm going to let her bathe in her treasures. But yes, I definitely want to do a Revel in Riches deck with Dockside Extortionist. Wait for that.
Look at the bright side. You can use your super expensive treasure token back.
You can use it again. Yes.
It's huge.
I have the Chinese New Year treasure token. Well, guess who's going to get to use it? Dockside Extortionist.
Godo is back, boys, I guess. God is back in the menu?
Easily. I mean, because it's usually very easy to find out when Godo's going to hit, but when you get this amount of ramp, like instantaneously, then it's like, wait, is Godo's happening now?
Whoa! Like what happened? What happened? I blinked.
Like if this is like turn 5 and the board state is just flush with artifacts and enchantments at this point, and you play him for 2, Lord knows how many artifacts and artifacts you have and like ramp pieces you already have in place. Obviously Godo's gonna want this, Neheb's gonna want this. Anything that cares about having ramp, is going to want this. So really, Dockside Extortionist is slam dunk. Probably the best card in my opinion from this range.
I mean, expansion. This cost-wise, is this the legendary 2-mana creature for red?
How do you mean?
Because there's some people that say there's a 2-mana creature for each color. That says white is Stoneforge Mystic, green is Tarmogoyf, blue is Snapcaster, black is Dark Confidant. Is this the red card for that? Is finally you could say this is
red's got that. Yeah.
2-drop.
Definitively. I don't know.
It's close though.
What other 2-drops that are like
Young Pyromancer.
immensely,
That's the only thing I think of.
That's just as groundbreaking or game breaking.
So damn good.
Anyway, Dockside Extortionist, guys, obviously, I don't even need to ask. You're probably using it in every list that incorporates red. He's fantastic. You should use him for 2 mana easily. Slam dunk. Love it.
Oh, yeah. So the next card is not really what you will say it's a slam dunk. It's no way it's close to the Dockside. No way. No. But it's kind of a tricky card that if you can make it work and you can copy it, you can win the game very, very easily. Of course, it's like a payoff card, but not, I will say, cast this, I win. The card I'm talking about is called Ignite the Future. Amazing card. I love the art.
Oh, I was going to say that too.
It's sorcery. First bad point. For 3 and a red, exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, you may play cards this way without paying their mana costs. And flashback is 8.
It's a lot. So the first time you're using it, and like even getting it to go off the first time is costly. 4 mana is a lot. So how much mana do you even have left after that?
It's a lame light up the stage. Light up the stage, it's the same effect. Exile the top 2 cards and you play that in your next turn. It's playing in basically every format. It's huge. It's a huge card. Really good card. This one, the first thing I can think of is Kess. This Kess. You can actually play it from your graveyard without paying extra. Just her ability. Yeah. And if you can do some random spell slinger crap with obviously I'm talking casual. If you can copy this like 4 or 5 times, you should do like a lot of crazy things. You may not win, but hey, looks cool.
I think it's fantastic. At sorcery, again, you can use, which is also in red, Recoup, which allows you to cast it from your graveyard.
Yeah, if you're playing on mono red or even blue red.
There's some value there. This is the only other red card we want to talk about. Obviously, there must be a way to manipulate this. I'm honestly thinking there's got to be a Doomsday pile that can use this to just win on the spot, I would hope.
For
3 cards?
For 4 mana, I will not touch this card. I will play too risky. I will play looting of this. Yeah. There's no point in using this on a distance.
Well, unless you've buried it and or effectively. Well, Anya can bury this, and then you can maybe the card
You're paying 8 mana for that?
Yeah, no. There's nothing here.
Nah. You need to play blue. Yeah. Because you can do like Snapcaster and this, and at least it goes to 6 instead of 8. It's something.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a card for Sabine, the new commander. With that deck, because it allows you to play copied from your graveyard and all that stuff. But we'll get to that creature in a bit.
Yeah. Alright, Ignite the Future. Not so
casual friendly, cool, not for cEDH.
Alright, we're moving on to green now. You want to take this one away?
Oh yeah. So, as I was telling Patrick when I noted down this creature, this is a creature that screams stacks when you're not playing Tymna, because Tymna is oppressive. One of the few things with stacks is you drop 2 or 3 lock pieces and then you run out of steam, and you need to keep drawing to keep the lock piece there set so the other players don't play. They don't have fun while you do have fun. I'm talking about Oran Frostfang. It's a snow creature snake for 3 green. Attacking creatures you control have death touch. Nobody cares about that. But whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's a 2/6.
Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter matters here.
Oh.
Because for your snow permanents, you can just... It's a good way to hopefully... I mean, whenever they attack, they have death touch. That's not like menace. You're not deterring blocks. And you do need to get the creature to do combat damage. So, Dead of Winter, this might help in a snow list. It's interesting that they would make it a snow creature. So I like that. A good way to just wipe out the board from any sort of effective blockers and hopefully net the draw you want.
Wasn't there an ambush viper with death touch or on something? I think there was something that it has specifically death touch, and I think this is a throwback to that card. It's an old card. I really don't forget the exact name.
5 for a 2/6 though. 5 for a 2/6.
It's a thick booty.
Yeah.
But again, you only want this because of the ability to draw cards with dorks, all that, or tokens, anything you want to build, ramp more, keep going, keep everything going. Say you're playing maybe Selvala and you run out of steam. You just drop this and hit with three creatures, you draw 3 cards. It's something.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's something. You're playing the Revi. You smack with the Revi, you'll get for sure 1 card and untap or tap something. It's something. You gotta work with you have if you're not playing Tymna. Because again, Tymna is too damn oppressive at what it does. It helps Bloodpod so much.
Yeah.
It's really the
like
linchpin of the deck.
It's like a micro Tymna, it's more of like a macro Tymna.
Oh no,
So you have
this
to
is way better than
you're gonna want to cheat this out, obviously, like your Eldritch Evolution and or your
Birthing Pod,
exactly.
Corva Calling.
And as soon as you have it out, I mean, maybe someone will use this in a Yisun line, but do you really, at this point, at the
Do
5...
you really attack with the Yisun?
No, but you're not even... I guess you have Dorks and like a Sylvan Safekeeper or whatever. Like, what creatures would you even have out? The Frostfang, though, the value is in the attacking and the drawing. So if you have a deck that's going to manipulate massive... I mean, is there a Gruul list? I can't think of a list that's really going to benefit, like...
No, just tokens.
Massive draws.
Just tokens, yeah. I think this would have been better instead of Death Touch if this had Flash.
Gosh,
If this had Flash would have been way better.
Yeah, and you can use, I guess, Winding Canyon, but then that would make this a 7 cost.
Nah.
Merchant Zone makes it a 6 cost.
And you lose land.
Yeah.
With Winding Canyons. Because you need to tap the Winding Canyons itself and 2 mana. So it's basically 8 mana. No.
Alright guys, Frostfang is something that's certainly noteworthy. I'm not brewing with it in any of my lists quite yet. I think it's definitely more of a stacks-worthy piece.
Yeah, it's like a replacement for Coastal Piracy or Bindant of Thassa in blue, green, basically banned. Let's make it obvious, it's for the ready stacks only. And maybe Selvala maybe could work. But it doesn't replace Armasaur, so it's like...
I mean, I guess in Selvala, if I was having a tough time, because we're going to have a lot of dorks
if you go to the late game.
Selvala. So yeah, if you're trying to net the infinite mana game like you would be with Selvala, and then obviously go into a draw, if you don't have a way to draw from a big creature or have any effect that lets you draw, like your Greater Good or your Life's Legacy, whatever it is, you could drop the Frostfang instead, and then go to swing with the creatures remaining. Which would probably be at most like a Dryad Arbor, Dork, and maybe Selvala if you untapped her.
Extra draws, I guess.
Extra draws. Yeah, it's interesting.
Maybe Flying Man, but
Yeah. Anyway, the next card we want to discuss, there's only 2 cards in green we want to touch on. This is something I'm incorporating in Selvala for sure, is Road of Return. It's 2 green, so 2 green unless your list can cheat that out. It's kind of maybe too intensive, 2 green for some people, but sorcery speed, the effect is really great. If you like Hewitt, then you're going to really love this card. So, choose one. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Great. Or, put your commander into your hand from the command zone. And it also has an entwined cost of 2. So for 4 mana, you can do both. In Selvala, if she's getting hated on too much, you just didn't pull your protection pieces, your Blossoming Defense, your Avoid Fate, or whatever it is.
Or you're baiting the removal.
Exactly. Then you're able to get Selvala back and then cast her for the uncommander tax cost and get something from your graveyard. Anytime you're able to, noxious something from your graveyard, regrowth something from your graveyard.
And it goes to your hand, not to the top.
Yeah, exactly. So better than Noxious.
Yeah.
Well, Noxious is instant speed. Sorcery speed kind of
lowers the power level
of this card, but I mean, Hewitt isn't sorcery speed, and that's fine. What's interesting is that...
but you can put it back, reanimate it,
you can
all crazy shenanigans, go infinite with Rebel Arc.
Isn't a broken card by any stretch of the imagination. Road of Return is not a broken card, but it's certainly a great defensive card in a list that's relying on its commander. If you need the commander back and it's been killed twice, it's been exiled once and died once, This is a great. It's
redundancy.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
like command.
exactly.
It's your command beacon for you. It's another way to just cheat the cost of your commander in a long game. And some games, you know, in cEDH, I know people like to talk about how, you know, the deck is consistently goldfishing on turn 3, and like you're winning the game. Well, if you've got competent players across the table from you, sometimes these games turn into a slog. And honestly, something like Road of Return is going to help you cheat around those commander taxes.
In fact, we have plenty of games when people try to go off many times, they get stopped, and then we're just in a stalemate of staring at us like land go, land go, land go, land go.
You're really wishing for that Frostfang. You're like, I need to draw. But Road of Return really helps you get there. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate it in my Zavala list. If you guys are using it in a list, let us know.
Will you this over Ewit?
No. I definitely use Ewit, and then I also use the Deathwinder, Sidewinder, Skullwinder.
Skullwinder. Yeah.
Use Skullwinder. Skullwinder's a little risky.
This one instead of the Skullwinder.
Perhaps. What's nice about Skullwinder is
You
it's a
can just
creature,
recur it,
you can
yeah.
bounce it, but then you're also giving someone the benefit of getting their own card back, right? So this is a good way. I don't know, maybe I'll switch it out for that and try it. But excellent card, excellent art, excellent effects. You're definitely going to want to incorporate it, and getting the entwined cost in Zavala is not difficult.
No, for mana, Salvala's like, once you have Salvala out, mana, what is that? We continue with artifacts. The only one we are going to note is Empowered Out Generator. 4 mana artifact, enters the battlefield tapped.
Why not?
Yeah, if you tap it, put a charge counter on it, and add X mana of any one color, where X is the amount of charge counters on Empowered Generator.
It's not like you didn't pay enough for it.
Yeah, I mean like,
4 mana? Sorry.
come on. Hedron Archive, 4 mana, and then you can pay 4 and draw 2. What?
Yeah.
What is that? So...
That's uncommon too.
It's a rare.
Hedron Archive.
Oh, sorry, Hedron Archive is an uncommon.
But this is rare, and I like its flavor text actually. Magic, unlike physics, has no unbreakable laws. Well, they certainly weren't trying to make this broken, but there is a combo for the blue player that might enjoy
Blue player? Blue X. Just
Blue X.
ISO rev and go crazy with this. Do you need to do anything? Just discard and keep on tapping it. It adds mana and woo! Very quickly, that's up to infinite mana. Very quickly.
It's a 1 card combo with that, I guess, if you needed that.
Yeah, 1 card.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, it's like you're really working for it here. And it's not like you got Paradox Engine to really help this go off.
And the thing is, it's so watered down with the enters tapped.
Yeah, that really messed this card up. Honestly, I think at 4 mana, if it entered without that clause, it would just be okay still. I mean,
because it's like, there's like, from
4
4 mana, 1 mana.
4 for 1 as soon as it enters the battlefield.
Then it's increasing, of course, but
yeah,
still.
that's if someone leaves it.
Well, if they leave it, it's their problem.
Exactly. Like,
unless you work to protect this, and then okay, you deserve to have this card because you protected it with whatever.
There's plenty of ways to untap artifacts within the
key,
world of
manifold key.
Exactly. So there's things you can do. You can, even if you're using the effects that like let you untap artifacts on other people's turns. The unwinding clock.
Yep.
I mean, like people play that. There's also the clock tower. What's the one that lets you tap 3 other artifacts?
Clock of Omens.
Yeah. There you go. So there's ways to get this untapped, but man, you're really working for it. You really want that mana, don't you?
Probably a Karn deck will play this, and that's it.
Would you rather use the Cornucopia? What's the Cornucopia?
No, I would rather play the Hedron Archive over this in a Karn deck because you draw cards. This is super slow. Anyway, this is the only notable artifact. Yes, this expansion is this sad.
Sorry about that. Well, there's some. I mean, look, I just needed the Dockside Extortion, and I was happy. But there is
1 land.
Lands to discuss.
Lands?
Land to discuss.
There's only 1 new land in this expansion. 1.
It's interesting though.
1.
It's an interesting one.
But it's really good.
So
this is what we were discussing with the
Narb?
Sudden Substitution. This exact land. So you give them your commander and okay. So the land is Sanctum of Eternity. It's a land, rare.
Yeah.
Tap it for colorless, as all modern lands do. Chew and tap it. Return target commander you own from the battlefield to your hand. Activate this ability only during your turn. So you do Sudden Substitution. You give them your commander, and they're like, nah. In my turn, give it back to me. I want it.
Activate this only during your turn.
That's a sad part. Again?
Why?
I get C19, man.
Why?
C19.
They're not really interested in like working in an interesting symmetry with these effects, synergies. Excuse me. I don't know. This is just an okay land, and this is really the best thing we got. But it's certainly worth noting again. Commander from the battlefield to your hand. What are they gonna do?
Sakama.
There you go. Yeah.
Sakama.
Whatever creature, whatever
You
your
go
commander
infinite mana with
does.
Sakama. Woo! Blink, blink, blink. You blink it all the time. Because when it enters the battlefield, untaps all your lands. So woo!
There you go. You excited about it now, guys? Use the comma.
It's time for the spice. Finally, we can get to the meat of
Yes.
this expansion. Aside from Darkside, because Darkside is in its
Oh my
own
God.
tier of quality. It's huge creature.
Very good.
Anyway, this is how do you even pronounce it? Anya?
Anya.
I don't know if it's Russian, Italian, something.
Angie Falconwrath.
We'll call it Anya because it was what we've been calling it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's a legendary creature vampire, which might be relevant for 1 and Rakdos. Is a 1/3 haste. Tap, discard a card, draw a card. It's a
bad.
looting.
Not bad.
And whenever you discard a card, if it has Madness, and tap Anya Falconwrath. Well, big thing is you don't have to cast the Madness card. You just need to discard it.
Yeah.
It's notable, but there's not too many Madness cards that are relevant aside from Fiery Temper and probably
Absence,
Absence Judgment and probably the 4/4 Worm.
I was thinking like
But that's it.
there's a new Madness card that came out in
Oh.
the set for her, but I was thinking like Call to the Netherworld, and then you can cast Call to the Netherworld. I wish there was a way to loop Call to the Netherworld in her to just draw through the deck, but there's not. Yeah.
There's people been brewing this, and the main wincon for this is Wargorger Dragon.
Yes.
So Wargorger Dragon with Animate Dead, it blinks all your permanents, and in each iteration of the loop, you can generate infinite mana with your lands, and with this, you sort through your deck.
Yes.
I forget what's the wincon because I didn't really check. I have a kind
I've
of
seen the World Gorger list and I've seen the Doomsday list, and one of them was working on netting infinite mana. Because the thing is, you can discard not even infinite mana, so long as you have enough mana.
with Wargorger Dragon,
with
you get infinite mana.
Avacyn's Judgment, which is the Madness card, you
Oh.
can just drop that and then pay X being a lot, and then just zap everyone, right? So there's one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you need a certain requisite of mana to even be able to kill them with that. And World Gorger is a very it's a
Finicky.
tricky
very
combo to
finicky.
have go off successfully, but if it works, then you're in a really great spot, because you've seen like the Kiki World Gorger loops perhaps, and or any of the animate effects with World Gorger, and like Ernesto was saying, again, you're only using it to really, generally speaking, get the infinite mana going, but with Angie, it's a really great way to filter and create the best hand
You
for
draw
yourself.
you scope the hand you want. Big thing why I don't like Wargorger Dragon, if it gets bounced, destroyed, exiled, anything in response to the exile trigger, the first one,
Yeah.
you're dead. That's it. You scoop your cards and you're out.
You just watch.
Yeah, that's it. You're done. There's no way to recover from that.
At any rate, so if you guys are working on an Anya list that doesn't incorporate World Gorger, what is that? Are
I'll
you
probably
leaning
play
heavily?
Doomsday.
Yeah, I mean, I
Doomsday
think
is-
that's probably the
you
better.
crack the pile with this.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't really need anything more. Just cracking the pile on the creature with it's a 3 mana. Any case, you just keep looting.
Make sure you put your Beseju and your Overmaster in there so that no one stops your spells from
Oh, yeah.
going off. But yeah, I'd love to see more lists incorporating Anya. I haven't brewed for her. I've actually went over a few lists. This is certainly the one I think that's the most brewed for thus far from the C19.
I'm not gonna play her, but I'm gonna be stalking a few lists, checking out, have some good ideas.
Yeah, if you guys
maybe
have
add some ideas to people, but if you're a dedicated brewer for this, you'll probably have a better idea than I do.
Yeah, if you have a list for her, let us know. You can leave
Yeah.
it in the comment section so you guys can
Please
share
do, please
and
do.
strategize for her. But the next card we want to talk about is Atla Palani. Atla Palani. I love these Ixalan themes dino cards. They're so goofy. Anyways, Atla Palani, the Nest Tender, is the name. The name is very heavy into the theme of this particular card. But she is one generic red, green, white legendary creature, human shaman.
Which is could be relevant.
Oh, shaman. There you go.
See,
Your
there
thorn bite staff.
There you go. Yeah,
Go ahead.
That's a combo with that.
Go ahead and do that for infinite eggs. So essentially, what you're getting here is a 2/3 body that has an activated ability that says 2 generic, tap, create a 0/1 green egg creature token with defender. Whenever an egg you control dies, are there other eggs in the history of Magic? I think there are.
Rock egg, dragon egg, and some more I'm missing.
There's
At
things that
least
generate
those two
eggs,
off
too.
my mind.
So, there's certainly other eggs. But whenever an egg you control dies, reveal is just something that can make things creature types. Your automaton, your metallic mimic.
No, but I'm making buffs.
You just say, well, the mimic, you can make her an egg, though, when she enters the battlefield. She's an egg. At any rate, whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Well,
So, would you say we will make an omelet?
yeah.
So we need to break some eggs?
Who needs Hulk? Who needs Hulk? Let me go ahead and crack Atla's eggs instead and
Whoa,
get our own Hulk.
it's a lady.
Pile.
Come
Sorry
on.
about that. No, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, when the egg she's nest tendering, we're going to go ahead, crack those eggs with our pyroclasm, with our toxic, not toxic deluge, our opponent's toxic deluge, earthquake, any
Then-
quake effect.
Wrath of God, because reasons.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first thing you said was Thornbite stuff. It's actually something with this card. I'm not sure about how will you get to untap with mana, to add the mana for it,
Yeah.
but
Well, there you go. We have the new artifact. The new artifact, the Force CMC artifact. You just keep tapping it.
God.
I don't know how.
I don't think it's Naya's gonna be hard to.
Way to untap that infinitely. At any rate.
No. Just say generate infinite mana Naya. I don't think it's hard, especially in green.
Yeah.
But
You go.
I don't
Work
know.
Sabala into your 99. And
Well.
then, do these come into play with haste? Not even.
No, not even that. So
Well, Mass Hysteria. You got red. We're adding a lot of cards to the pile here. But Atla Polani, it's just a great way to cheat out. I mean, your list is going to be consistent of what? Like
Probably
maybe-
2 or 3 big creatures. I have no idea which ones. Really, honestly, I don't know. But this is.
There's got to be a way
This
to
is a
break her.
polymorph for Naya. It's
There's
big.
got to be
it's
a
so
way
good.
to break her. And the thing is, if you're going with a dino theme, then you're probably going to have a lot of things that trigger enrage. So you're going to have ways to just peg the eggs and get them to go off. And you can do this on anyone's turn, this activated
No.
ability. So there's a lot of value here. I like it. And then obviously you want things to double the tokens you're generating. Perhaps if you have like a critical mass of creatures you're trying to unleash onto the field. I mean, I can think of ways to just slam a bunch of creatures into Craterhoof Behemoth, and maybe that's how you win the game. There's got to be a fun way to manipulate this, though. I mean, if you have Great Oak Guardian that's untapping stuff
I'm just
and
thinking.
giving buffs,
I'm just thinking. Rest in peace, Paradox Engine.
yeah, this is the
This Paradox
ultimate.
Engine will be like. Anyway,
This is like an ultimate cheese list. I really like it. I have not looked into Atla Polani like this. I've never asked her how she
I think
tends
this,
to her eggs.
this is probably like a very slow version of Kalia. You know, Kalia that when she attacks puts an
Yeah.
angel demon or something.
From your
This
hand.
this is different because you don't have to need to have it in your hands. So
Yeah, it's a cool
it's
way.
easier to play Kalia, but this is, say for example, you flip Avacyn, you flip not Iona, you flip Gisela, you flip Sakama, you flip Setalpa, huge things.
Just hope those creatures aren't in your hand.
Well, you don't really care. Honestly, you don't really care.
Well, I mean,
you're gonna have more fatties in your deck.
Yeah, hopefully. At any rate, what are the fatties of your choice? Let us know when you crack that
Elish
egg.
Norn.
What you're there you go. What you're hoping. Hey, Elish Norn would be so awesome.
If only the eggs didn't have defender, they could smack with the eggs. I smack you with my eggs all over your face. Okay, this is a guy he's been brewing, so do me the honors. Come
Too
on.
long. Yeah, so I've actually, prior to this guy releasing, it was funny because I was talking with Justin about it when we were like, he just waits to see if a new Rakdos commander comes out that would be good for this Reanimator Ooze strategy you're working on. I've made so many different iterations of Chainer at this point, it's ridiculous. Chainer Nightmare Adept. 2 generic, 1 black, 1 red, Rakdos. Legendary creature, human minion. Human minion, not so
Hey,
relevant.
Phage.
3/2 body, super squishy. But you may discard a card. You may cast a creature card from your graveyard this turn, activate this ability only once each turn. So you don't need to discard a creature, you can discard anything, and you are allowed to play a creature from your graveyard. It doesn't, if he gets a limit, if Chainer gets exiled, if you activate this ability prior to that happening, you can cast any creature that's placed in your graveyard from that point on this turn. So
Even he himself.
there you go.
If it's for example bolted,
There you go.
You cast this, then you cast him back, and since it's a new instance, you discard another card, and you can cast another creature.
Exactly.
I don't know why will you not cast the second creature first, but
Certainly a loop there, but you're going to want to fill your graveyard up. Anyway, that's not the only ability he has. He also has whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if you didn't cast it from your hand, it gains haste until the end, until your next turn. So it's not summoning sick anymore. So you can use your animate dead on whatever it is. You can reanimate it. Wherever the creature is coming from, it's going to have haste if it wasn't cast from your hand. And that's actually pretty useful to have as a secondary effect. And
static. You don't have to do anything. Just stay there and it does something. It's big.
I like it. I think Chainer is a little costly and a little too squishy.
Shocker.
But I do like its toolbox effect. Its toolbox of effects. Having a discard utility in your command zone that allows you to reanimate for the cost of that creature's mana is actually really excellent. So if your curve is low and your combo pieces don't cost much, he's an excellent commander to go for. So I've brewed a few different Chainer variants. The one I'm working on now uses things like Apprentice Necromancer in loops with cards like Phyrexian Altar and Carnival of Souls to consistently bring that creature back, and then you'd have an Aristocrat out. So you'd have Blood Artist and or Zulaport Cutthroat.
What's the hell guide you're using?
And there's
it's
a card.
Super junky, but it's so damn good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be probably around here.
I'll put the card up now.
Again,
I'll put the card up now. But there's a card that just lets you bring back a creature from your graveyard or put one from your hand that's 3 CMC or less.
It's another.
So it's like a Phyrexian Delver in Rakdos that's 6 mana. But there's plenty of stuff you can do with this guy. There's a Necrotic Ooze list you can brew for this guy. There are a Murderous Redcap list that you can brew for Chainer. And again, because of his toolbox of effects, you're able to bring back the elements you need from your graveyard. I mean, the first thing that came to mind when I saw him were Ooze lines, but you can also do, if you have Metallic Mimic, Murderous Redcap, Sack Outlet.
True.
There you go. And what's nice is that you're in red, your Goblin Engineer fetches a Metallic Mimic, brings a Metallic Mimic back.
Then you do your crazy shenanigans.
Yeah, it's just a 2 CMC artifact creature. It's brilliant. So you can claim it, you can unearth it. There are so many things, there's so many ways to manipulate this list to great effect. I would definitely build a mid-range list for this guy that has some stacks elements to just keep yourself safe. Yeah.
Just by itself, it's Rakdos, you're vulnerable to counters and all that, so it's the only way to actually slow down the game to execute their game plan. My only issue with this card, now that I'm thinking about it, is he should have been John.
Yeah.
He should have been John.
Well,
because then you can do crazy shenanigans like Dredge.
Maybe the next iteration of Chainer. We'll get that.
Nah.
When
was the last one? Like on 202? 2003? Something like that? Some from Onslaught or something like that?
Folks still play that Chainer though. I mean,
he's a good card.
Crick and him bring things back for 6 mana.
No, but you need to pay 3 colorless for.
At any rate, guys, anyway. I think Chainer is definitely my next list. Once it's fully brewed, I'll be sure to share it with you guys. But if you guys are brewing for Chainer, let us know. I'm excited to see more Chainer list hit the field.
Continuing with our commanders, we have a new Jeskai commander. Well, actually, there's 3, but there's only one we care about. One is Sabine, which it's too much work around for the effect to be worth it. Yeah. And the other one is a wall. Meh. Anyway, this one is called Elsha the Infinite, aka Future Sight on a Dude.
Yeah.
It's 2 and Jeskai, legendary creature, Gene Monk. There's nothing tribal with there that cares about it. It has prowess, as all monks. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. It's not revealed like Future Sight. And you may cast the top card of your library if it's a non-creature, non-land card, and you may cast it as though it had flash.
What? Sensei's Divining Top?
Yes.
Draw the deck on anyone's turn with cost reducer.
If you're playing any Cloud Key effects or like...
You have your...
Basically, yeah.
What's your Foundry Inspector?
Yeah, and then top
you have your... It's just the same sort of Joyer attack that you see.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, you know...
But without Future Sight. Future Sight is in your command zone.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of cool for 5 mana.
It's for 5 mana, you can... Yeah. No.
3/3. I mean,
no, it's 5 mana. No.
So let's just say you actually. I mean, I think the immediate thing I thought of when I saw this was Sensei's Divining Top lets you draw your deck, and then when you're casting all of these Sensei tops, you're getting an impossibly. I mean, talk about a one punch man list. This guy is going to get impossibly big,
and he's bold. True.
And he's well. Here's the thing, though. So here's the thing. If you do this and you
Yes.
draw through your deck,
Yes.
you're in red. Can you get enough combats? So your seize the day. First time, punch you out. Second time, punch you out. I mean, it's just commander damage. You just need to make him unblockable. There's something here. There's something here. Let me know how you're doing.
I love it. I love it. It's so janky. I love it.
Draw the
It's
deck
amazing.
and literally punch everyone out for commander damage.
Why not win with Aetherflex Reservoir? No. Let's just punch people to death.
No. I can punch you out.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna cast fling at your face with six counters back.
For the last
Good
opponent.
luck.
Yeah, you got your deck in your hand, but you're like, oh, fling with the last one. Any rate,
And it also adds one more +1/+1 because prowess. But on
dude,
the
that's
fling.
hilarious. Elsha the Infinite, and if you got a shuffle effect, you could just drop your.
Oh my
You just
god.
drop your hand, shuffle it, and then draw it again, and then you can literally go infinite, and then have an
And twist
infinitely
it.
powerful Elsha of the Infinite punching man. At any rate, I think that's hilarious. That's what I would
amazing.
do. And then
Yes.
obviously you'd have your Force of Will and your Mana Drain, all your shenanigans in there. But
He's gonna build it.
whatever. This would be actually really fun. I would build a janky combo list like that. Just literally the apex of the list. What you're trying to work towards is the binding top loop, draw your list, and then just punch everyone.
Not even Reservoir. No.
Why would I bother? Why would I bother? Look, I have a Jin Monk that's about to knock you out. Why would I even bother with Reservoir?
The only thing you need to care about is like giving it like unblockable. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
well, you get your Lightning Greaves. Oh, say okay. So you got
there's the
boots,
no, that's the cloak that gives
Whisper
shroud,
Silk Cloak.
Shroud and unblockable.
Oh my god.
That's it.
Done. I want to alt art Whisper Silk Cloak to look like One Punch Man's cape. And
Time to
then-
Voltron people to death.
He's even wearing a red little cloak, but very close. Anyway, Elsha, I already like him. Let me know what you're doing with Elsha. A very cool list in the working up here.
These were
not gonna
4
brew it.
mana. This is gonna be so
Yeah,
damn
5
good.
is a lot.
5 mana
is a bit.
and triple different colors.
It's
Anyway.
tough. At any rate, someone's gonna do it, and I'm very proud of you.
Yes.
when you do.
If you're the
Please.
one, also please share the list.
Yeah.
Please, I wanna play it
Don't-
with other people and be. I'm gonna punch you, and then I'm gonna punch you, and then I'm gonna fling you. No, I don't wanna punch the third people. I want the third person. I wanna fling them to death.
I only use one extra combat. It's Seize the Day because I'm gonna fling. Lastly,
Yes!
It's hilarious,
Yes!
right?
Yes.
Is fling one red or generic in a red? What
It's
is it?
I think 1 in a red. I think.
So then you can Beseiju the fling and make sure it goes off.
Yes,
I
yes,
make sure
yes.
I fling him at you.
Just silence them.
yeah,
Just silence them.
oh, it's so good. And anyway,
Janky, it's amazing.
Elsha of the Infinite. I love it. I
amazing.
I would play that list.
It's amazing.
There's one last guy we want to talk about. The shining light in a world where Boros is always in darkness. Gerard,
Wait,
Weatherlight
Feather?
Hero.
Feather?
Oh no, I
Oh.
guess you have Feather too. I'm sorry. You
No,
can't-
no, sorry. Paradox Engine she's gone. She's dead. Like she's unplayable.
But Gerard doesn't need Paradox Engine to do cool things. Oh, art's amazing. Let's start there. It's a 2 generic, 1 red, 1 white. Legendary creature, human soldier. 3/3, so not so squishy. First strike.
It's decent. It's a 3/3 that can smack you and basically block for days.
Yeah, but
It's good.
we're really looking at that triggered ability.
Mm-hmm.
When Gerard Weatherlight Hero dies, exile it and return to the battlefield all artifact and creature cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. So it's almost like the Mangara creature where you tap him and what was it?
Exile target permanent and Mangara, so you can
Exactly.
actually respond to that
You
by
can respond to this.
bouncing Mangara, sacrificing it, or whatever shenanigans you want to do. Yes.
So when he dies, you can use an effect
No,
to
this
recover
one,
him.
this one you can't actually say.
You can bring this boy back.
No, because when it dies, exile it.
Exile
It's
it.
part of the ability. You can't actually respond to this.
It's a triggered ability on the stack when he's in your graveyard. So when he gets exiled,
right,
I don't
right,
know
right.
if the exile is
Right,
going to
right,
find
right,
him
right,
if he
right,
switches
right,
zones,
right,
but I
right.
think it's going to work the same way.
So, brought back.
Yeah, right back. Or if you get,
Faith reward.
do you have
Okay,
salvager, rune salvager of runes? Can you? No, 3 CMC. No,
I
any permanent.
forget what it does.
You could salvager of rune him, but it would put it in your hand. Not as good. It's sort of a Tishard tech piece.
Hey.
What?
Is it though? Is it though?
Your artifacts.
Because no. This
all better artifacts and creatures. So if you have enough
We were speaking.
mana and artifacts, you could just recast the boy.
We were discussing earlier about breaking some eggs. Guess what? We're breaking some eggs. It's time to build Gerard eggs. There was actually a build, I think, by the cEDH community 4 or 5 years ago, and cEDH subreddit on the Bruce days. This was a long time ago. That tradition stopped a while back. But it was a Bassandra eggs deck, piloted by, I think it was Gerta, or I think it was Gerta that was considered at that point the eggs mastermind in a sense. And this is what the deck needed. Some redundancy, something to actually push it over the limit, because it's Boros, man. Come on.
Yeah, you're gonna need whatever the loop is here. You're gonna need effects that don't require
It's
you
KCI.
tap
You
those
do
creatures.
KCI
but
stuff,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
So you
this
get
guy.
infinite mana, and then hopefully you have an outlet amongst the artifacts and/or creatures to just. Go on.
Again, it's KCI with Scrap Roller and the other guy, when it dies,
Mer Retriever.
the middle trigger, you
Yeah.
just loop that, and if you're in a pinch, you just sacrifice this guy, get all things back, and then continue the loop and win with random.
Okay, so Gerard's gonna help you enable that.
Yep. It's redundancy. That's it. It's just if
Boros-
you're stuck with the combo, just suck him and get everything back.
Boros isn't really helping you tutor much of that.
Are you shitting me?
Gamble is. I'm saying red. The white, yes, the white is really helping you out. But I mean because
Scrap
you
for
have
treasure.
You have KCI.
You can
loop.
actually play whatchamacallit.
Oh, if you want to switch out the artifacts, sure. You can use the Goblin Engineer, and you can use this thing for the artifacts.
The one that is Living Death for artifacts, Scrap Mastery.
Oh yeah.
So you can sacrifice everything, get everything back, sacrifice everything again, get it back with Gerard, and I don't know. I don't know.
There might be some
People will hate you because you've been playing solitaire for the last 15 minutes.
Could you stop that now? Yeah. So guys, Gerard Weatherlight Hero, 4 CMC. 4 is like the magic number here, like our 4 CMC commanders, or more.
Or 5.
Or 5. But Gerard, there's hope for Boros yet. If you guys are brewing a Gerard list, let's see it. I'd love to find out how it functions. Obviously, it's going to function with KCI and some sort of artifact-based
Of course,
loop.
yes. It's the only way to break it because creatures...
In Boros?
Well, I guess Goblin Engineer, you can suck it and then get it back, and then it's ETB goes back. You can
Put there this
you can
turn.
put something else.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got it. Boros, you got another commander,
Dire Fleet?
okay? Aren't you happy yet?
Dire Fleet?
All right, guys, that's really it for the Commander 2019 lineup. I am impressed that we got a few solid singles out of there, and I'm actually really impressed with one in particular. You already know it. You already know
That's
the one.
it.
Yeah. But so far, all in all, I'm happy with this. I know I picked up a handful of singles from this already. I don't know if I'm going to brew for anything beyond Chainer. Chainer looked like the most fun. That's why I'm tackling him. Is there any commander you want to hit here?
You just sold me on the one punch guy.
Elsha,
You just sold me.
the Infinite.
I'm flinging people.
I'm sorry.
You
Does
did.
that not sound fun? Don't you want to win that way?
Let's take it one step further. Fling people and copy fling.
What was it? Increasing
Increasing vengeance.
increasing vengeance? That's
Yes,
so good.
yes.
I'm gonna fling it at everyone. Yeah, why reverberate?
You got blockers? Hang on. Fling, increasing vengeance. I kill all of you.
Oh my god, just get all the copy magic spells. That's so good. Oh, and then
Such
when
a-
Elsha's going off, you can do Dual Caster Mage and Heat Shimmer, and then do a Twin Flame, and you just have a million fist flying at them. I'm sorry, that you should brew that. Or brew Chainer, more practical.
Fine.
Yeah, no, do Elsha though. There guys, who are you brewing for? There were a few legendaries out of this set that I find interesting. We named off pretty much all of them. There was one more, Grevin. Let me know if you do anything with that boy.
That's a fatty that smites
Another
people.
one puncher, but not with as much potential as Elsha. Anyway, why not punch out the board? Yeah.
Just tell us what you're going to do. Are you going to reanimate people with Chainer? Are you going to lose to Warlord the Dragon trigger on the stack? With
Are you gonna lose to that?
Or are you going to smack people with a punch? Are you going to throw eggs at people and break them eggs?
Are you gonna crack some eggs? Let us know. But guys, feel free to share any of those lists over on our Discord and or here in the comments section. I'm so glad we got another. I mean, we've been spoiled this whole year thus far that I was fine with whatever came out
Yeah,
to C19,
true,
if I'm going to
true.
be honest. So I'm glad that there are just a few usable singles, but
I just wish they could have pushed the power level a bit more.
Yeah.
Just a bit, not much. Just
well, we got Eldraine.
oh man.
Wait for that.
Wait, did you see the new border?
Yes, I
The
did.
new card style? Oh, it's gonna be dope. I don't know what they're going to do because it's gonna be fairy tales, but we'll see.
Anyway, guys, wait for the Throne of Eldraine set review. But until then, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Again, my name is Patrick Marlette.
I'm Ernesto Salazar.
Happy brewing, babies.